So this video is a little different from what I normally do. Hello, it's Jesse. What's up? And I wanted to do something a little bit special and talk about something that is near and dear to me. And I came across it and I just wanted to kind of share this with you guys. And that is the most influential thing I've ever purchased, or whatever the hell the title of the video says. And that is right here. PlayStation Underground Jampack Summer 1999. I will let you check it out in full. Look at that. $4.99. So if you recognize any of these, there's probably a good reason. So here's the back. 9 playable demos plus imports, videos, downloads. So we'll get into all that. But basically, I wanted to share the story of how I came across this and why I'm making this video. Normally here, I obviously talk about music, and I will. There's just a reason it's happening. But 2 of my 3 YouTube channels have to do with basically this, and that is, you know, I have the Auditorium, which is the music stuff. Then I have the VODs, which is, if you look up here, that's where I do my playthroughs, and that's just for me, just to mess around on the guitar. But the first 2, definitely, this has such a huge impact on me. I remember being, well, I had to have been 9 years old during this. So 9 years old, Oak Ridge Mall, San Jose, California. There was a, this I don't know, I think it was a KB Toys. I don't know, but I remember exactly where it was in the mall too. It was like in the far northwest corner. And back then, you know, I didn't, for the longest time actually, I didn't have money to buy these things. So I always just, you know, drag my mom in there to window shop and all that. And I would always just kind of go in there while she was doing her thing and look at stuff that I couldn't buy. But I remember specifically, like, on the counter where the register was, there was like a little like cardboard cutout filled with these. And the first thing I see is, you know, $4.99. So I was like, hey, I didn't even know what it was. You know, I was like, what the hell's a demo? I just saw the price. So I was like, hey mom, can I get this? And little did I know that would impact so much. And just this one disc had so many things that I still talk about this day and share with you guys all the time. Normally, these videos is you guys sharing with me, right? It's kind of like a reverse show and tell, but now it's me sharing something, and I just think it's really impactful. For example, listing one thing out of the way, I always talk about a game called Ape Escape and its amazing soundtrack. It's right there. So let's talk about the games real quick. Ape Escape, Bloody Roar 2, my favorite soundtrack of all time, right there. Next Tetris, MLB 2003 Extreme, Elmo's Lead Adventure, hype, Xena Warrior Princess, R4 Ridge Racer Type 4, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. So what the Jampack was, it was this kind of standalone demo that had like behind the scenes footage, interviews. Sometimes you would see the developers like sharing their stories. I know there's one for like The Legend of Dragoon.
We developed an innovative real-time tactical combat system called the Additionals Attack. By pressing the button successfully at the right time, you can execute and control the fighting action. This brings real-time tension to the battle sequences and makes you more emotionally involved with the game and the characters. Gain enough hit and spirit points, and you will gain the power to transform into a powerful Dragoon.
All this crazy stuff for like $5, you know, it's crazy. So I ate it up, and this was a time where I couldn't afford games. So like I played these demos all the time, and based on how much I played them or whatever, I would actually go to the next step, which would be to rent them. Back in the day, we used to go to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video. I don't know if you guys had a Hollywood Video where you were at, but let me know your local video store. And you would rent stuff for like 5 days, and you would have to beat the game in those 5 days. Otherwise, you gotta get a late fee and all that. Yeah, so I would rent some of these, and then from there, that was like so for me, it was like a double trial period. I had the demo, the renting it, and if I vibed with it then, you know, then I can only ask for the money or do chores to buy the full game, which was super rare for me. But a lot of them stem from this. So in this video, I'm gonna actually show you like me going through the menus and going through the whole thing for the first time in like 26 years. And I got a PS3 for it. I got one of those first gen PS3s that are backwards compatible from PS2 and PS1. So I'll be checking that out for the first time and kind of reacting. But I actually wanted to show you like what this game looked like. This is not my original copy, by the way. I don't know where mine went. I found this on eBay. So some of the plastic is broken, which means this disc is not fully sitting in there, but that's what it looked like. And then this I miss so much. Booklets, man. I miss booklets so much. You can even tell like sun damage too. This is supposed to be like really bright red. But yeah, I just loved, I think my favorite memory of old games was, I mean, first of all, even the adverts were pretty cool, right? Advertising the PlayStation Underground, where you can get the demo and get more discs. I don't know how long they did this for. I think they even did it for PS2. But dude, I remember specifically like sitting in the car and like reading this on the way home. Like, this blew my mind. Like, what do you mean I can play all these games and it shows me the controls and it tells me like a little synopsis about them? It was just the coolest thing, dude. And then I remember that was the gateway for me into magazines. I did magazines for a while. I subscribed. Well, no, I didn't subscribe. I went every month to the store to buy the next issue of these PlayStation magazines so I can continuously get these compact discs. And funny enough, that actually translated later on into my teens when I started to get into guitar magazines that also came with interactive CDs. So yeah. So let's take a trip down memory lane and go through these games as if I was 9 years old and see if I remember anything and maybe share some stories. But a lot of my favorite soundtracks ever come from this. You've heard me talk about them, and if you've never heard me talk about them, I'm going to talk about them here. And it's just, it's going to be interesting. I wonder how it's going to feel. So let's begin. Can you imagine, like, 9 or 10-year-old brain just putting this into my veins?
Wrestling's a great thing to watch when you want to get out of reality and just turn on the TV and, you know, watch some of the crazy drama that goes on. We're bringing that to you in the
that
game.
looks so 2000s. Damn, dude, look at these graphics.
You and your buddy can go at it and just pound each other all day. You know, take out your frustrations, and I think that's important.
Hey, don't get upset, man. It's just a game, man. I'm out of here. Ooh, he got a bad attitude. What an attitude and a new TV.
Thunder really brings the whole experience of
I think it froze on me. Soft lock. All right, turn the music off because it was kind of a little too loud. But this is where it all went down in the vault. Let's click the vault. This is where all the games. Oh, man. There it is. So this is why it's one of the. Let me just show you. Like, if you've watched my videos at all whatsoever for a while, you're going to recognize a lot of these names, and they were all featured in this disc. So Ape Escape, my probably second favorite soundtrack of all time. 3 Extreme, I'm going to be actually talking about pretty soon in another video for VGM Vibes, but that's a game. My favorite soundtrack of all time. I discovered it here. The next Tetris, you know, I rented this game. I think because of this Jampack, I rented just about every game on here except for 2. I rented this one, and it was pretty cool. I'm not good at Tetris, though. MLB 2000, I definitely played the hell out of that. That was really cool. It had its own little, like, season mode, and yeah, that was good times. Damn, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Do you guys remember the other, like, infamous demo? It was called a Pizza Hut demo? I don't know if you had anything like that, but over here we had a very infamous demo disc that came at Pizza Hut. And it had some of these games on here, and that's how a lot of people heard of Pro Skater. This is how I heard of Pro Skater. So we're definitely going to check that out.
See, Pizza Hut had it all figured out. They was putting out sweet succulent PS1 demo discs loaded with all the hottest games. Anytime you purchase those stuffed crust hot bizarre. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Crash Team Racing, Final Fantasy, Ape Escape, Cool Boys 4.
So one really cool thing about these demos is that they always have these thing called cool moves. There's actually a YouTube playlist of someone out there who's collected, I think, all of them. And it's in a way, it's kind of like Twitch before Twitch, where they had just employees at these like Sony PlayStation offices just recording like cool little things. And sometimes I think they gave cheat codes and stuff like that. But look at these games here that, of course, again, was influential. Crash Bandicoot Warped, Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil 2, Street Fighter Alpha 3, again, one of my favorite soundtracks of all time. You're seeing a pattern here. Tomb Raider 3, and yeah, so it's just like, I don't know. Well, we're going to go through these one by one and just kind of relive some memories. And let's see if what's changed and what's the same. It's the voice of Misty, by the way, from Pokemon. Every song in this game is just has to go hard for no reason. Oh, this song, dude. Time Station. Whoa. Oh, the time station's different in this version. That's cool. Dude, this song. You might have heard me use it every now and then on like just different videos, but I love this song so much. It's so good. Then hearing it through its, well, it's not the original hardware, it's a PS3, but it's still like, yeah, dude, just, gosh, it's like I'm a kid all over again, and just hearing this. If it wasn't for this game and this soundtrack and this demo, basically what you're watching right now, the Auditorium would probably cease to exist. I wouldn't have the idea for the reaction to video game music. I wouldn't have the idea for BGM vibes. Both of them are stemmed from Ape Escape. For those that don't know, when I came up with reacting to video game stuff, I was just listening to Ape Escape on Spotify, the original Ape soundtrack, which is like a remade soundtrack. And oh god, using the control, using the D-pad for the camera is so awkward. By the way, if you didn't know, the way this game works, you need an analog, so you need to like, you need it, and then the face buttons kind of control the weapons and stuff. Anyways, I was hearing the music. I was listening to the soundtrack all the time. And I was already watching like some reaction stuff, mostly just like younger generation listening to older people's music, like from the 70s and 80s, just to get their opinion on it. So I already had like reactions in my head. But I remember hearing this and I was like, dude, I wonder if anyone's heard like Ape Escape. That'd be sick. I just remember asking my Twitter when it was called Twitter. I was like, hey, I'm making this new series. Just send me songs from video games that you like, and I'm gonna check them out. And which is so random because I never like spoke in my videos. I just played guitar, and here we are. I don't know. I just think it's kind of a bittersweet moment. Ape Escape is such a big deal, and you're watching why it all happened. This demo right here. On to the next.
989 Studio.
I haven't heard that splash screen in so long. 3 Extreme. Let's see what I remember about this game. I do remember a little bit. Oh, they just throw you into the game. Okay. Oh god, you gotta ollie with the square button? Oh my god, this thing was so janky. I don't even know how I did that. This thing does not feel good. That guy just fell for no reason. Just like me. Dude, I'm so excited for what's about
Bloody Roar 2.
Oh god, the announcer's totally different. In the real game, the announcer's like way deeper. Bloody Roar.
Bloody Roar 2, the new breed.
I can ramble on about this for a while, but basically all you need to know is that this is my favorite video game soundtrack of all time. I played this demo so many times. You've heard music on this channel from this game so many times without you probably even knowing it. Yeah, this game is just... I don't know, I have to just thank this demo for showing me this. It's an amazing soundtrack. Hold on, let me get a... Pressing the wrong button. I should have read the instructions. Imagine I get a home run in like my first time playing in 20 years. Damn. So as I was looking through this menu, I saw R4, Ridge Racer Type 4. I was like, wait a minute. I've reacted to some of this music here. I don't remember ever this being in this demo. But then again, I do recall playing like Gran Turismo at this time. So that's probably why I didn't pay too much attention to it. I definitely don't remember any music from it. But the music that I've heard from this game here on the channel, which I'm looking at right now, has only been twice. Your Vibe, Go Vacation, Your Vibe, Burning Rubber, Move Me, Naked Glow. All those songs are incredible. If you've never heard Ridge Racer music, just do yourself a favor, which I think is funny because here I'm looking at this thing that I'm calling influential, not knowing this was under my nose. I just never gave it a shot. So just kind of shows you how great this demo disc was. Holy crap. Toughness? Speed, air, balance? I don't remember that at all. Oh, right, you only get 2 characters. There's no music. Oh, that reminds me, dude. Yeah, this is like alpha or something, because the main menu music for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater is actually incredible. All right, so I just, in true fashion, I went to Game Facts and I looked up the command list for special moves. Dude, this is before the special sound effect. The infamous dung. Oh, I just remembered something. Oh, dude, this feels like molasses. Jesus. Fun fact. I don't know how I know this, but Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was like set to release, and then the iconic X Games moment where he did the 900 happened, and I forgot who, but I think someone was like, "Hey, is it too late to put this move in the game?"
We were in the final beta version of the game. Like it was being submitted to Sony, and they were about to send it. And I was like, "Hey, do you think you could put the 900 as a trick in there?" And I'll never forget. Joel, who was the head of Neversoft, sent me a reply just like, "Already on it, you fucking rule."
Yeah, man. Highly, highly influential. I used to love these games. I actually skated for a while. I don't know if people knew that. I even like broke my collarbone and everything. But yeah, I to this day, when I say that this demo disc is highly influential, I still watch like skateboarding footage, go through like IG reels and just watch, who's doing what, and it's really cool. It's something that I'll always appreciate, and just it's always been a part of my life. It helps me sleep to watch skateboarding clips. Maybe it's just a California in me, but I don't know. This game alone is, oh man.
The Platinum Relics are somewhat of a hidden feature. There's no mention of the Platinum Relics in the game manual. The only way you'll find them is by playing through and doing the best you can yourself.
seeing that blew my mind as a kid. What do you mean there's stuff that's not listed in the game anywhere? Also, something I'm legit curious on, this was 1999. I wonder how they actually captured footage back then. I'm sure they had some sort of like, what is it, like a DVR, PVR type thing? But I wonder what it was, you know? It's not like it is nowadays, where it's just an external, I don't know. But I wonder how they did it. Let's move on to the next one, because these were all like seriously so cool to me, especially what I consider my favorite game of all time. This is how I discovered Metal Gear Solid. You're seeing a pattern here. My first time ever hearing of Crash Bandicoot, my first time ever hearing of Metal Gear Solid, my first time ever hearing of Street Fighter Alpha 3, which is huge for me. Like, come on, man.
Equip the bandana. Now you have unlimited tracer bullets.
So cool.
Now you don't have to aim. The gun aims automatically.
Steady pace and you can get a good 40 hit. That should be enough damage to kill your opponent.
Yeah, just casual 40 hit combo. Street Fighter Alpha 3, dude. That's like the whole other thing. I mentioned them briefly. I was able to talk about Alpha 3 for the first time in VGM Vibes, the boss episode, where I talked about M. Bison's theme, or is it Shin Bison's theme? I love that soundtrack to death. It is so good, as one of the most iconic drum snare samples I've heard. The bass is amazing, has one of the best credits themes ever. You're going to hear me talk a lot about Street Fighter Alpha 3. You've also heard it in my background videos a lot. I use Resolution, Chun-Li's theme a lot. One of my favorite songs is Vega's. It's called Crimson. It all came from this demo, man. It's crazy. I love this game. It's also known as 03 in Japan, but over here it's Alpha 3. Man, great memories.
Skip the level in about a minute versus the 4 hours it would normally take.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like,
what you want to do, you want to head down to the first catwalk.
This felt so ahead of its time for me. Like,
run down the catwalk a short ways, turn around, and jump over the roof in front of you.
I don't know speedrun community, but I don't know how
this will take
prevalent
Laura
it was
to
in 99.
the area leading to the first secret.
But I feel like them showing
Hop
you
up
a
on the
whole
block
skip
and climb up onto the roof
was
above her.
I just love how organic it feels. Like, you know, these
If
guys
you
aren't actors.
happen to jump too
They're
early and travel over the
there.
fence at the wrong angle, you're gonna land on the barbed wire every time. You need to go straight out on the catwalk and turn virtually at a 90-degree angle and jump straight over the fence. So you lose a lot of energy, and once you're done with that, you just jump back up
So now
here.
here's my question. Is that a legit strat?
Proceed to the end of the level.
For people that, let's see, dude, look at that. Like, he's posted his time. Is that a legit strat in today's Tomb Raider 3 speedruns? Let me know. And so that concludes the memory lane trip of the PlayStation Underground Jampack Summer 99. That was really, really cool. I wish I had all the other ones I had, but alas, they're just somewhere, probably in storage, or who knows where they're at actually. But one cool thing came from this, and that is I've been meaning to start a physical media collection. Collection might be kind of a big overstatement. I'm not trying to get every game ever made, but I think it'd be cool to, you know, start visiting retro stores and getting the games that I used to own as a sort of, you know, nostalgic trip, and just kind of like, you know, have them for me to show off, or just for me to just have. And I think this will be like the kickoff point. And since I have that PS3 that plays 3 consoles worth, then yeah, it's cool. It just sucks that I have a lot of games on Steam, because for a long time I didn't play physical media. But I feel like it's an art that's kind of on thin ice in the next couple years. So, anyways, let me know your stories with what you think is the most influential game, or whatever, like really like got you interested in either video games or video game music. For me, it was definitely this. I was already interested in games prior to this, but it was this where like I really started to, you know, look forward every month to a new issue or a new disc, and you know, it was a cool time. So let me know your stories. Do you remember these? Have you heard of these? I recommend checking out a handful of YouTube channels, which I'll put in the description, and they have documented, thankfully, all the cool moves, all these, you know, nostalgia trips of the Jampacks and the PlayStation Underground. And let me know if any other company did this. Did Nintendo do stuff like this? Xbox? I have no idea. So I wanted to just to upload this just to kind of. I was originally gonna do it from like my 100K special, but it's okay. You know, I don't have an upload schedule. It's just whatever. But I did want to start the conversation of how we all really got into this hobby, and for me doing this 26 years later, it's a dream come true, and I really got to thank this for it. So thanks for listening to my yapping, and feel free to stick around. My name is Jesse, and I will see you in the next video. I don't know how to end this video because usually I do it a certain way, but thanks to everyone you see on screen. They keep the lights on. Take it easy, everyone.